You're tuned in to the Hallowed Respite, broadcasting to you live from the big blue jewel in the sky, the dumpster diamond. I'm your host, Crystal Clarity, here to tap into the collective energy to reach you with what your soul needs to hear right now. In this show, we use our divine insight with spirit, trinkets, and cards to shine a light on the path before us. Be sure to take only what resonates with your soul and leave the rest for who it's meant for. If the weight of the state of the world has got you down, remember to stand strong and shine even brighter. We've got a hot pile of trash just waiting to be discovered as the treasures they truly are. So sit back, get cozy, and let's dive into the bin. All right, my beautiful diamonds. Tonight, the energy is very saturated, and you can just feel it down to the very core of your soul. We are calling in the cosmic orphans, the misfits, the outsiders, the ones who look at the normal 3D society and realize they just don't fit into the box. If you are feeling an unexplainable weight or even a deep longing for a home you've never known, I want you to take a deep breath. You're safe here. And hey, this energy has been so hard to work through for me. I did so many readings and they all feel so connected to one another. In one reading, I was getting a chewing sensation, like there's some old bones or situations the collective is still chewing on despite there being no more meat on that bone. In the other reading, I felt a huge wave of tears and emotion run through me. We are actively processing and purging centuries of collective rejection, isolation, and suppression right now. If the emotions well up for you, I encourage you to release and allow them to pass through if you can. This isolation you've been through was never a punishment, but a spiritual protection. So let's talk about the trap a lot of us cosmic orphans fall into. When you grow up different, you tend to build a certain coping mechanisms inside your own quiet, empty room. You feel like your depth scares people, so you try to become convenient. You don't want to be a burden or get in the way. Because you feel everything so deeply, you turn into an emotional fixer, a people-pleaser. You pour and pour and pour from your own cup until there's nothing left, and your lack of boundaries leaves your cup tattered and torn, making it so much harder to hold the water that's given to you. You may even find that others belittled and alienated you just for being you in the moment. You didn't realize it at the time, but in your attempts to fit in, you locked that inner child, your most authentic goo, away and adopted those beliefs of others to become your own. That goo is the very part of you that holds your true magic, your playfulness, and your cosmic spark. Because you were made to feel ashamed of it, you were taught not to love yourself. When you lock your inner child away, you freeze your own light. Your energy sinks into being cold. And what do cold souls do? They chase people who feel like sunshine. You look for those vibrant, free, warm souls who light you up, hoping it will stay lit. But here's the thing. If you haven't trained your internal doorman, that attraction turns dangerous. You start to look at their sunshine through the bars of your own cage, and a heavy, toxic jealousy starts to brew. You may find yourself acting out in odd ways. You start to project your own feelings of lack and unworthiness onto the very person you were drawn to. You try to dim their light, or you judge them for shining so easily. All because you're furious that you forgot how to light your own match. You mistake your lack of normalcy and your locked away inner child for actual emptiness. There comes a time where you've got to stop running from that dark shadow and face it head on. Ask yourself what you want and treat your inner child like the weird little kid who deserved so much love. Now, some of you may be going through some really intense things in your life that are breaking apart recently. This could be relationships, old jobs, or even your ability to just go along with the crowd. I want you to really hear me when I say this. You cannot break something that is real. If it was broken so easily, then it was probably fake to begin with. Don't panic when things fall apart. Real magic, real alignment, real connections, and the core of you and your own intuition is absolute and indestructible. The universe is not punishing you when things shatter. It is merely stripping away the fake from your life to make room for what is truly meant for you. That old heavy armor you caged your squish in has got to go. To break out of that lack mindset, we need to simplify the game. We need to be here now. When the world around you makes you feel like you lack something, I want you to slow down. Take a look around your immediate space and count as many blessings as you can. Gratitude is the key to bouncing out of lack. You lack absolutely nothing. Honey, you are a whole being that has endless abundance. When we take a moment to say thank you for what we do have, your frequency instantly realigns. You stop looking at what you aren't getting and seeing the bounty available to you. Now that we have grounded that truth, it's time to talk about how to manage this energy. Think of your mind as an exclusive, high vibrational VIP club. Inside, there's a little doorman who lets your thoughts into your brain club. The rule of the mind is simple. You think a thought enough times, it becomes a belief. The problem with us misfits is that if we haven't trained our doorman, we end up letting any random trash thought through the velvet rope. A thought like, you're too weird to be loved, or your memory is bad, or you're stupid. And over enough time, those thoughts come true because you truly believe them. Our minds will always back up our beliefs as much as it can, like laws of the land. Now your untrained doorman let these thoughts through, but you can change that. Wake up your bouncer and let them know which thoughts are okay and ask them to reject the ones you don't align with. If they bring a thought you don't want through, then tell them that's the kind of thought we're rejecting. Now that we know how to train our doorman, we have to look at our own selves as our own personal doorman as well. You are the ultimate stop to anything in the 3D world getting into your time, your energy, and your life. You are the boundary setter, enforcer, and you must decide what is best for yourself. This is the structure of that cup we mentioned earlier. These boundaries protect that precious energy, and when that cup overflows is when it's time to share. As a misfit, you may even have a different guiding system as well. Where normal people might see a green flag, might just be a red flag for you. The key here is to tap into your genuine, authentic truth on how you see these flags and how they make you feel. And you will notice the right people who resonate with you start to see you shining. That beautiful, honest beacon. You decide who is around you, how they treat you, and if they cross a line, exactly how you handle it. You don't have to scream or argue. You just quietly point to the exit. Before we fully wrap up this dive tonight, my diamonds, I need to bring up the treasure that came up to me before I even started pulling cards. It came to my mind right before bed a while back. You were never meant for the mainstream. You are niche, but that doesn't make you any less. You have started to find your swing, and the more you let go and relax, the more the universe moves in your favor, gently guiding you to where you are meant to be, where things flow easier than they did before. You may find your life looks nothing like you thought it should, but it feels so good to be where you are. Fits like a glove. And I have one last fortune for you all. They tried to bury you, but they didn't know you were a seed. And with that beautiful clarity, it is time for this little gremlin to sign off for the time being. If this message resonated with your spirit, sparked a light in your darkness, or helped you find a treasure in your dumpster tonight, do your host a massive favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a live broadcast from the Big Blue Jewel. Drop a comment below if you feel called. I'd love to see some, we'll go star emojis on this one. I read every single comment. Until next time, my gorgeous diamonds, keep your inner child lit, stand fiercely in your power, and have an absolutely magical, cozy night. Catch you on the next dumpster dive.